This is video 4 of our series. In our last video, or video 3, we talked about how to read an actual chart. In this video, we're going to talk about how to read Japanese candlestick formations. There are 3 major bullish candlestick formations and 3 major bearish candlestick formations. Let's jump into the live charting software. Let me draw them out for you, then let me show you exactly what they look like and how they affect the market. We also created a PDF, almost like an ebook style, where you can receive instant access to a cheat sheet that outlines the rules of how these formations work. Go ahead and fill out the link. Go ahead and click on that link and fill out the information, and you can receive instant access. Let's jump into the live charts. So in front of you is our ultimate charting software, and we're viewing the Great British Pound against the Australian dollar. Now we're viewing what's called Japanese candlesticks, and Japanese candlesticks measure price interest points over time. We talked about that in our past video, in our last video. Now you're going to see 2 types of candles here. You're going to see what's called a bullish candle and a bearish candle. Let me go ahead and draw them out for you. Very simple. It's going to be a little bit more visually friendly when I draw this. So let's start out with a bear candle. So a bear candle is basically this. The open, when the candlestick opens, let's just say this is a 1-hour time frame. It opens up at 3 o'clock, and then by 4 p.m. it closes, right? Opens up at 3 a.m., closes by 4 p.m., 1 hour. It closed below the open, and it is notified as a, or looks like a, full body bear candle or a darker candle. I have my bear candles or downward candles to be blue. Then you have a bullish candle. Basically, when the candlestick opens up, I have my candlesticks to be white, but basically, when my bullish candlestick opens, when it closes, it will close above the open. Go ahead and type out close. And to kind of give you that overall visual view, I'm going to draw it out like this, okay? And it's when it opens at 3 p.m. and then closes above by 4 p.m., right? So the close is above the open. That's considered a bullish candlestick. This is a bearish candlestick. Now, throughout the life of this candle, so this is a 1-hour candle, you're going to have times where from the open, the market's going to stretch up, right? And then, but it's not going to close where it once was. It's going to close here. Well, it's going to leave a wick. And that wick shows, hey, you know what, during this 1 hour, the market was up here, but by the time it closed down here. And vice versa. And it works both ways for bull candlesticks and bear candlesticks. Now, candlesticks can be many different shapes, many different sizes. You can have candlesticks that have long wicks towards the north, and you can have candlesticks that have very long wicks towards the south. So make sure you understand your candlesticks, okay? And so on and so forth. Now, let's talk about when we combine these candles, what do they look like? Well, what do they form? We'll start with what's called a morning star. And a morning star is when the market, for 1 hour, or whatever the time zone is, but for that one candle, shows a downward movement. And then we refer to this as a fight. It's when you have an indecision candlestick, where you have the majority of the candlestick to be wicks, and you have like a little bit of a body. So this is called an indecision candlestick, a fight. There's a transfer of power. Then when the transfer of power is confirmed, you have a full body bullish candlestick like so. Now what this means, and if you see this, this means we want to buy. We're going to expect the market to go up. Basically, the bears or the sellers were in control. They had their little fight, and then the bulls just took control. Now it's time to buy. And we want to buy that. The same effect happens in reverse. So this is known as a morning star. Okay? Now, second candle. It's called tweezer bottoms. Tweezer bottoms is when you see the market form 2 indecision candlesticks side by side. Could be bullish, could be bearish, doesn't really matter. But you want them preferably side by side. You can have candlesticks in between. So I'm going to show you textbook, but sometimes there's like 10 candlesticks in between. Sometimes there's 20 candlesticks in between. but we refer to those more as double bottoms. But ideally, candlesticks right next to each other. What's critical is 60% of the candlestick has to be a wick and has to be on one side. And critical, these wick lows have to be within a few pips of one another. What this basically means is this: when you see this formation, it means there's been a fight for 2 candlesticks in a row, and the market tried very hard to break and close below this particular price point, but it wasn't able to. It shows that the bulls are in control, it shows that the fight is over, and usually what ends up happening is the market just takes off towards the north. That is known as tweezer bottoms. Just like you get out a splinter out of your hand, right? Tweezers, poke it out. Tweezer bottoms goes towards north. Now your third candlestick formation for the bullish upside is going to be known as a engulfing bullish, and this is when you have ideally a handful, like 3 or 4. The more, the merrier, the better it is. But you have a few handfuls of bear candlesticks on its way down. They can be full body, they can be indecision, doesn't really matter. You just basically have these candlesticks on the way down, then all of a sudden, no fight taking place, but all of a sudden you have this large white candle, which is a bullish candlestick, right? And it engulfs, it just completely eats the size of the other candles. This means, hey, the bulls have just injected a tremendous amount of power. Buyers are bringing the market up. You want to buy that. Let's go ahead and see what these look like inside the live market. It's actually relatively simple to look at. We'll start with a morning star. Wonderful example of a morning star right here. You have what's called your decision downward movement, an indecision, then decision upward movement. This is a morning star. And look what happened. That caused a low, and so far the market has started to go up, which is great. We'll look at for an engulfing bullish candlestick. Look how, there we go. This is a pretty decent one. But look how you had 1, 2 candlesticks, okay, bear candlesticks. Ideally we like 3 or more, but 2 works. And then all of a sudden you had one candle, one white candle, bullish candlestick, engulf the previous candlesticks. The more it engulfs, the stronger it is. Oops, let's go ahead and make that yellow, like so. Okay, so it engulfs it. Look what happened. The market has gone up ever since. I don't think there's any tweezer bottoms on this screen. Tweezer bottoms are pretty rare. If you see them, they're rock solid. They're awesome. This is a wonderful morning star. You have decision, indecision, decision. Look how that also caused the market to U-turn on the way up. Now, some of you are probably scratching your head. You're probably saying to yourself, well, Josh, I don't know if I can learn all these right away. Well, the neat thing about this is technology. We love technology. We've created some really smart tools here in our charting software where we can highlight your candlestick formations for you at a click of a button. So bullish engulfing, you have tweezer bottoms, and you have morning stars. All have been highlighted for you in green. We love them. We can't get enough of them. It's really simple. You just slap on a uptrend line and take a look at this. You could have bought any of these green arrows towards the north or any of these green lines towards the north, and it visually and spatially kind of helps you see where you should get in and overall U-turns. Now, you still want to keep the concept of buy low, sell high. You can kind of see this one up here. You got this engulfing bullish candlestick, but it's at a high price, so common sense says ignore that. You can use the same concept on the way down, but for your bear candlesticks. So we also have, the opposite in reverse, engulfing bearish candlesticks. You have tweezer tops. You have evening stars. And you can see right away when the market was in a downtrend that all of these red areas produce wonderful sell trades. Short, 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 still follow the basic concepts of buying low, selling highs, and these are great areas to look for U-turns. You really need to learn your candlestick formations. Click on that link. It's somewhere on this page. Search for it if you can. That link's going to give you direct access, instant access. It's completely free. It's going to highlight, give you the rules of all these candlestick formations. Thanks again for watching. This is Joshua Martinez, Smart Trades Institute.